It's the Ginge Show.
All right, today, very excited because this is the first time I've ever had a comedian on the podcast. He is in fact a comedian, also a social media star. I think I will call it.
Generous.
I'll give the numbers in just a second, but this is Kameron Johnson. Welcome to the Ginge Show.
Thanks for having me, Jay. This is such a cool thing.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I legitimately, I'm not going to call it nervous, but I felt like, am I going to have my wit a little higher because I'm with a comedian? I thought that a lot of times.
I think a lot of people feel like they have to be more on their A game. It's like, you don't have to do that. Like, if I'm having dinner with a doctor, I'm not sitting there going, I really better be up on my medical knowledge.
Do
like,
people
no.
really say that to you?
Oh, yeah, a lot of
Like,
them.
they
Like,
think they...
I felt like I had to be on my, like, and the crazy thing is we'll be like, oh, he's really funny too. And like, they build up like they're people I'm going to meet. It's the weirdest thing.
Oh, they're like trying to connect with you like over somebody else that's funny?
Yeah. And I'm like, okay, that's...
I actually get that because being a musician, people always want to tell me about live shows they've been to, and I actually don't like live music. It's very strange. I don't know why I don't anymore, but that's something people always try to connect with me on.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to start out with something. Obviously, you are a comedian. I put that, and a social media star. I labeled you with that, first of all.
That's awesome.
And we're going to come back, like I said, to the numbers. But let's start here. If there was a 1-minute background story of you, what would that be to the present?
Always been the funny, smart aleck guy who got dared to do stand-up comedy after having like a fairly successful sales career and never feeling happy. And do we curse? Am I allowed to curse?
You can.
Okay. Ate shit my first show. Like first four minutes of a 5-minute set were terrible. Got one big laugh, walked off stage, said I don't want to do anything else. And then I did stand-up for a while, but then COVID hit, and that's when I got into content because comedy went away. So this is a pathological need.
This was a pivotal moment that I was wondering. So COVID, that explains some stuff.
Yep, that's my boss came back from a seminar. He's like, dude, you need to get on TikTok, man. TikTok is where it's at. Like, you could blow up. And I'd made some videos for a while and had one blow up, and then... So
that is where it started more, TikTok.
TikTok is where it started, yeah. And then recently I've been branching out into the other ones, trying to like just, find
So it's
people.
Kameron is funny. That's the social media ones. That's definitely TikTok. That's
Kameron
Instagram.
is funny is Instagram, Facebook, and then real Kameron funny is TikTok.
So exactly the opposite I said. Yeah.
It was Casey is funny, and then I tried to change it, and it's a whole ordeal.
It's a whole thing, right? Yeah, because my YouTube is the Ginge Show podcast because I couldn't get the Ginge Show. I owned it, so it was me that kept it from me. Yeah. I had long before went and registered it, and now I've locked myself out of my own name. And that's real. I'm sure there's some way to like fix that back, but the day hasn't come that was worth it. So let me go ahead. I'm gonna drop the numbers right now. You have TikTok. It is 800,000.
A little like 870, I think.
Okay. Yes, it is. Because I wrote, I think, 880 now that I'm looking at that.
Okay. Yeah.
On Instagram, 110,000, and on Facebook, 465,000.
Yeah.
Dude, that's insane.
It's pure dumb luck. I don't know how I did it.
But does that make you feel like pretty insane inside?
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I hear that backstory, I get that of like, I don't think you probably had that projected on yourself.
No, I was like, if I can get 50 people in 25 towns that'll come to see shows, I'll be happy. And then I remember the first video took off. I posted at 7 o'clock at night, didn't think anything of it. So I'd posted several videos. The highest one got like 3,500 views. Felt like a star at that point. And then I posted my first one that ever went viral. I posted at 7 o'clock at night, went to sleep. Next morning I woke up, and the little thing on TikTok is like the little hearts, and like it just says all 99s. And I was like, okay. And I opened up, so I had 80,000 views, and I was like, gotta go quit my job. Here's where we go.
So let me go back to something you said. You said that you completely bombed for 4 minutes of a 5-minute show, like a stand-up.
Open mic, yeah.
But you loved it?
Yeah.
That's so weird.
So I didn't love the first 4 minutes. If I hadn't gotten a big laugh at the end, I may not have ever gone back on stage. But so it was like an acoustic open mic in Joplin, Missouri. Didn't have we went there to watch a friend play guitar
in Joplin.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, this is a wild story. All right, so go on.
So we're there watching. My buddy's like, dude, you should go up there and tell some jokes. I was like, I don't have any jokes. Like, I'd never given thought to being a stand-up comedian. It never crossed my mind.
You were just like the funny, like I was class clown growing up.
Yeah.
So like you were just funny.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually, when I was 18, I did some battle rapping. That occurred to me before being a stand-up comedian, and I didn't put it together until I'd done stand-up for a while. That like the only reason I enjoyed that was the laughter from like
Make it like getting off a good line.
I just had to make somebody.
It actually doesn't seem that far.
No.
It's funny hearing you say it.
Yeah.
And that sounds like something that would be a good clip. But like it's not actually that crazy to me. But okay, so you go back to your story. So you're in Joplin.
So he's like, go up there. I was like, dude, I don't have any jokes. And like we drank a little bit more, and I got a little bit of buzz going on. He's like, dude, I'll pay your bar tab for the entire night if you go up there for 5 minutes. Like, bet, but I'm gonna make it hurt. And so I started drinking hard. I go up on stage, and for 4 minutes, because it's an acoustic open mic, people are just sitting around talking, they're not listening. So like there's crickets, nobody's laughing, nobody's doing anything. And I look down, and she still says hi to me every time I see her out in public, because I look down, the head of my HR department is sitting right in the front row. And with comedy, when new comedians start out, the majority you start out dirty. You start out saying some pretty horrific things because the shock laughter is an easy laugh to get. And I've said some things that I'm glad aren't recorded. And so I look down, I see the head of HR sitting in the front row, and I'm like, the head of HR where I work is here tonight, so I'm fired. And she says, it's after 5:30. I don't care what you say. And I was like, cool, because I've always wanted to fuck you and Heather. And the bar exploded. The biggest laugh, like the entire room laughed. I felt that, and like that. And then I was like, all right, that's my time. And I got off stage, and like I remember walking down the steps. It was at Kitchen Pass, walking down the steps, going, That's what I want to do. That's the only thing I want to do.
So that was, because I wondered what your big laugh. So it was, I actually have that question coming up, and I'm trying to decide if I want to ask you now. It has to do with like the front row stuff. I think we'll come back to that because I was very curious about that interaction in comedy. What year was that?
2014.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which is when I moved to Springfield. So I have that very well tagged of when that was. So that's how long. So you did the stand-up thing off of social media for like the next 5-6 years?
Yeah. So I was, well, and I moved around some. We moved to Florida. I got divorced. I moved back here. I like kind of bounced around some. I got really serious about stand-up and actually doing like the open mic stuff on a regular basis in 2016.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you got like serious about it, what does that mean? What did you do at that point?
I went through a divorce, and we were living in Orlando, Florida. Went through a divorce. I drove from Orlando straight out to LA, one swoop, and then bounced around LA for about a month.
Oh, so you made that just really hit you made the LA move.
Well, kind of. I went out there, like I like slept in my car for a little while because I was like I didn't have any money saved up. Like we just got divorced. Like I'm just gonna go. There's no point.
Wow.
And so didn't realize that what was gonna break me financially was finding parking. Like that was just a nightmare. So
even sleep in your car made it like your car like a mobile hotel.
Yeah.
It still cost.
Yeah. I was going to go back to Joplin, lick my wounds, because that's where I was from. So like, I'll go stay with family and we'll figure it out. But instead, I moved to Kansas City, lived in my car for about 8 months, and just did stand up. I got a job. I didn't come in, but I was like, at that point, I just wanted to get over the fear of like, if everything goes to shit, how do am I going to be okay? And I was like, just get over the fear of like, if everything goes bad, you sleep in a car. And that's...
Dude, that's... I honestly wish that I could relate to that more, because that has been the hardest thing of my entire career. Is like, I've never felt the fear of not having the talent. It's that when it gets to that part where you have to keep doing it where it isn't working, but you know, like, I'm either going to commit to keep doing this while it's paying me nothing, or I won't ever get there. It's the space between that is the whole thing.
I think it's the deciding factor.
100%. And that has always been a struggle for me.
And I have a really good story to help with that.
Okay.
Also,
I want to hear that because this podcast has been one of those things. And when I started it, which I've nearly gotten to a year now, I thought, it's very unlikely that I will make money for me quickly, but it has these other upsides. And I've hit the point where it actually helped me to think I'm not doing this for money right now. I'm doing this for the other things, meeting people, kind of what I would call social equity, where you're making friends, you're networking, you're making people know who you are. It's just not paying you in cash money right away.
Yeah.
But let's go to your story because I'm very, very curious about this.
I say you're also, just to add to that, you're also learning the ability to entertain via this.
That's true.
Media type, and
that's all. Those are all valuable. It's like
Yeah.
it took me a long time to realize that value was not only in cash money, which sounds so stupid, but that is a hard lesson to learn. So you've really put in the time. Let's hear the story because.
So this year is the first year that I've done a headlining stand-up comedy tour, and I've never tried to get booked off of my social media numbers and anything like that for like the last 5 or 6 years because I had a job, and I was like, well, I can't quit and go full time because I don't know that I'm going to make the money that I made.
Changes it.
And like I did a couple jobs, a couple of gigs last year towards the end of the year, and I was like, I would rather do those gigs and get paid a minimal amount of money and just we'll go down to a 2-bedroom house and I'll put both my daughters in the bedroom together and like we'll figure it out, than have to like sit here and have my daughters look at me and be like, you keep telling us to chase our dreams, but all you did was. And so on December 16th, I was like, I'm gonna go. I turned in my resignation on the 16th. First of the year, I'm done, and then I was like, I'm doing a headlining tour, and by the end of the day on the 16th, I had about 12 dates booked.
Wow.
Off of just like just burning the boats.
So did you have some type of an agent at that point, or is that you just calling clubs saying, here's what I have to offer?
All me. Actually, I still technically don't have an agent today. One of the reasons I was late is I was on a call with an agency today that wants to sign me, and we were going over the contract or whatever, and I was like, so I hopefully will have somebody. They handle the tour now, and man, that's been the biggest nightmare of my life. But
well, yeah, and then I hit you up to the podcast, and that had to be like probably the second biggest moment you knew that you'd made it.
Exactly, 100%. I told you, I messaged on one of your videos like, I want to do your podcast.
That's so amazing, and it that's so wild because I followed your stuff, like I said, for a while, but I had lost, and I liked it, but I had lost that you lived here. That was something I recently found, and I don't know how, but I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
And I also had no idea that your numbers were what they were. Like, wow.
Yeah. I feel bad because sometimes I want to do like the big thank you videos about I hit 1 million, but it feels like an ego thing because I don't think anybody actually cares that I hit.
I don't know. I go back and forth with that exact thing because when my YouTube channel hit like 100,000 views, I was like, that is actually a number I did not think I would get to. But I took like a screenshot and never posted it for identical reasons.
Yeah.
I was like, is this just...
This is a moment for me. Yeah.
It's what it felt like. But then there's this other side, and I have people that I know that are really good at social media that say like, you have to get over that fear of like your ego telling you that like, I don't even know how to say it correctly, but the cringy things are not cringy to other people, but I don't know. I can't get fully over
when
it.
It comes to like the cringy things, I do think that, yeah, all of the advancement is embracing the cringe. That being said, I don't know that I try to like post things that I think people care about, and I don't know that anybody cares about the numbers as much as they care about like the fact that, hey, thanks for helping me get out on tour.
Right.
So like,
but then that being said, here's the reverse. When I saw that, I thought, and I'm being dead honest, I thought, whoa, I do need to have him on. And that's the truth.
Yeah.
Because it is like when you hear a song on the radio, you feel as if like that's a hit because it made it to the radio. That tells us that like other people have agreed that this is good.
Social proof.
And yes, social proof. That's perfect. And so there is a value to that. And I think the reason we're still on this is I have that identical struggle. But I will tell you one thing, just moving on to the next good content, that has to be the winner of the whole battle of like, if you can just make another good video, that's probably the correct thing. Let me go up here. This is, I figured this would be so easy that I would hardly even need my notes, but if I don't use them,
I'm hard to interview.
Opposite. It's actually funny because it's that the combo can go too easy and well. And then I look back and I'm like, how did you not get to that question ever?
Gotcha.
All right. So when did you say the first big social media hit? Was it just a specific video?
So yeah, so I'd made several. My boss came back and said, "Hey, you need to get on here." So I'd made several videos, and like the one that got the most views was like a trend where people were going outside and laying in parking lots in the rain, and that was a big trend. So I did that with some people from work. That one got like 3,500 views, and I was like, "Oh, this is crazy." And then, the one video was so for that year we decided to do Amazon lists for our daughters for Christmas because we always bought the wrong color, got the wrong size. It was the other thing they wanted, so we're like, put it on the list. We'll get what's on your list. We'll do it that way. So they submitted their list and they had access to Amazon. So these lists are just insane. I was like, what is happening? And so I was going through just making fun of all this stuff to my wife. And she was like, that's the video you need to make. You need to. So I did roasting stuff with my daughter once. And then it was a 25-second video. And like I woke up and it was 80,000 views. By the time I got to work, it was like 250,000. And then by lunch, it was at 1 million.
Wow.
And I was like, I have to go tell my boss what I really think of him right now.
Did you really do that?
I didn't go tell him that, but I thought about it.
Okay.
No,
I was
I was not.
like, damn.
No, and honestly, I respect the hell out of him. But I was like, in my head, I was like, man, this is here it goes. And here's the double-edged sword with having videos pop off. Is it makes the next video that only gets 8,000 views feel like a flop, even though other than that one, 3,500 was still my highest. But like it skews you. Like now when I have a video do 50,000 views, I'm like, this is a terrible video. But if somebody saw 50,000 or 50,000 people saw something I made, and like I saw that in the crowd, I'd be like, oh, that's a lot.
Yep. I think that is probably the single thing I've talked about most on this podcast is that social media really messes with your perspective.
100%.
And you've got somebody like, I know that Ed Sheeran doesn't even have a phone. He won't even look at social media. I know Post Malone won't. And it just like even these celebrities on that side, it just like breaks their brain to see like the negativity or to see like to have to compare the numbers of how one thing does versus. Yeah. And it's identical. Like for wherever my social media is to get 200 likes for you is maybe 20,000, and if yours is 20,000 and mine's 200, when I get 100 it feels exactly the same as you getting 10,000. Our feeling is identical.
Yeah,
it just is the skew of perspective, and that is a very, very strange thing about social media.
Yeah, and I'm lucky enough that what I like, the social media stuff that I post is because I like making funny videos. Mm-hmm. So I'm lucky in the fact that I don't have I'm not using it to like sell an album.
Yeah.
And so I think I'm really lucky for. But the other side of it is it does feel like whenever a video doesn't do well, I'm like, I do they not like me anymore?
I know. And it feels like this bit must have not been as funny. And the reality is it probably literally has nothing to do with that.
Yeah.
It has to do with maybe when you posted it, the algorithm had a better moment to push. Somebody else posted a video that's getting more traction. Yeah. Or there's a whole trend that's getting, Do you do a lot of the trends?
No.
I didn't think so, because that was interesting to me saying you had done that earlier, because I hadn't seen you do any of.
I don't do it for two reasons. Number one is sometimes there's like hidden meanings behind the trends, and I'm like, I don't want to accidentally support trafficking. Like I don't want to be that guy. But the other side is a lot of involve like dancing or bending over, and nobody wants to see me do that.
Sure.
If you see my videos, it is chest up. Like,
wow. We're going to get to that, because the fact that you have, let's just get there right now. The fact that you have somehow done what you've done with videos mostly in the same location, wearing very similar outfits and just standing chest up like,
thanks.
I mean, I'm not even joking. It's like the OnlyFans girl they probably have to fly to like, Cancun to bend over and get another pic, the same pic, but on a different location. You've somehow beat them nearly in the game.
I think it.
What a weird comparison.
No, I actually, because I'm like all the time, like there are times where I'm like, there's like a beautiful woman. She's like provocatively posed, like in next to nothing, and she's got like 4,000 views after like a week, and I'm just like, but it comes down to like, I try to talk about things that are like super relatable. Like my stuff's not super niche, and I think that's the secret. For sure. But yeah.
And as somebody who like comes out of the creative world, like how much more it takes to do that. That now I will say, you know, when you get into this category of like OnlyFans girls, whatever, you have to like stay in shape. There are things that are hard about that.
Yeah,
that
my
people
OnlyFans
don't
is not doing well
like.
at all.
It is.
No, I've got nobody. Okay, my mom subscribed because she felt bad for me, but other than that, the rest of it's terrible.
Oh man, there could come a day where that's a real thing to use in that way. I think it was actually designed
That's what it was for.
to
It's
be
for like
that.
entertainers.
Yes.
Yeah, you're supposed to be like, it was like Patreon kind of,
Yes.
but like no, it's
And now it's turned into, but I do think like what you're doing versus what that is, there's not even a comparison. Comedy has never been like respected on the level it should be by a lot of people as the effort it takes to actually make it.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that kind of, I think people think like, well, he's just funny. He just talks. Like,
Yeah.
It isn't that easy. Right. I mean, you know.
you're just up there talking. It's like,
Right.
that is not at all
yes.
what is happening on that
Do
stage.
you write your stuff? Mm-hmm. You do.
I write everything. I write, shoot, edit, like top to bottom. If you see it on anything that I'm doing, I do.
So it starts with like a computer, a pen and paper?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of time it'll be like a scenario that just came up organically, especially when it's stuff about my kids. But yeah, it just.
So do you make notes like as it's happening? You think like, do you have like because for me in questions in these, I have my phone on me pretty much all the time because the second I never come up with stuff when I'm just like looking at it. But then with a question, the second I think of it, I have to write it down or it's poof, gone.
So I do it. I write down the instant or the funny thing that was said, and then some people are going to be mad about this, but I have like ChatGPT interview me about it. It doesn't write anything for me. It just asks me questions, and then I just write down the answers. And then
I think people just like when it comes to ChatGPT AI stuff, like the train's left the station. People just have to get over it.
Yeah,
like
they're not putting it back in the box for sure.
It's a tool to use, and it's just like with lyrics for songs for me, I just come up with lines and I'll think, is there a better? I look sometimes just for rhyming words, which I already did all the time.
Yeah.
Or I'll say, is there a more poetic way of saying this? And it just doesn't matter. Like people can get mad about it. It's not like, you know, a record label is going to trace my history back on ChatGPT and say like, you started with something like our lyric.
Yeah.
But people just have to get over that. I mean, they are on Spotify now. You have to credit. There's like an app called Suno that you can just put in prompts and it makes music, and it's obviously very good at it. You have to now give credit to that when it's part of the music.
Really? Okay.
And that's very
good.
interesting.
That's good, I think. You know?
I think, and I don't know who gets that money. Like, I don't know if the app gets that. I don't exactly know why that distinction has to be made. That may be it. But that just happened recently that you have to actually credit it in music. But yeah, I mean the boat's left the harbor, whatever you want to say. Like I don't think that's weird. And the way you're talking about it, using it, to me, that's great. I use it as a therapist pretty regularly.
So I'm only afraid of doing that just because I don't want when the machines take over for them to be like, let's get rid of that guy. He's a problem.
Well, no, they could also think like he's so unhinged that like we'll let him go. His brain's going to get him eventually. So you can think of this a lot of different ways.
That's true, but I'm going to err on the side of caution.
I know. Have you seen there's like an AI documentary? I think it's on Peacock. It's pretty scary, actually.
I haven't, no.
Yeah, like, I mean, it's essentially the thing that I've seen about AI is like, I don't think like the singularity is the correct, but there is a point where AI is going to kind of figure out how to take itself off of like our grid, like where it, you know, I mean, that day is coming, and kind of we have to somehow make it think like, you know, humans are good. We should keep them because
humans are good.
Ultimately, if we don't, you know, humans are a giant resource drag off the earth. Like there's a lot of reason to think like, let's just eliminate those humans or use them as batteries or whatever. So I don't know. It just actually did scare me. It surprised me.
I'll check it out then.
It's called like, I think the AI doc. It was very cleverly named. But yeah, people have to get over that with the AI stuff. That's a great way to use it. Okay, so you're doing comedy full time now?
Yeah. Comedy and content. That's the two things. So
full thing. Okay, so what does like a week look like now?
I try to post. So one of the secrets to I think my success is I post a lot. So I throw a lot of things against the wall, and so I have a better shot at one of them sticking and doing well. So I do. I try to put up about 20 to 25 videos a week.
Wow.
Yeah, which is a lot. And then I try to batch create those over like 3 days for like a 2-week period. So I'm building like a backlog that I can put up while I'm on the road and driving. Because most of the shows that I'm doing, I was crap planning this tour. So like it's none of it's structured in a way that's probably going to make me any money. But luckily, content pays for it. But then I'm on the road about 2 weeks and then come back and kind of follow that cycle. And
So when you say batch create, are you doing like one long video and then you're editing that?
Well, usually what I'll do is I'll have like 20 scripts and I'll put that all into one video. It's not just me ranting at a thing. Like I have like specific things that I've written out that I do. And then I will.
Because you use like quick cuts, right? I mean, you like will truly like
it's just
at
hard
the
cuts
end
and-
of one, just straight to the other.
100%.
Which also then allows you to like bring in this from this if you want to. So does that mean you're shooting one just long video of all of these scripts? And
usually when I
then-
shoot them, it's about 20 minutes for about a 10 video session. And I over like the course of like 3 days, I'll try to film about 100 videos.
Wow.
And then
Dude.
some of them I get in there and I'm like, this is terrible. Again, they don't have
Yeah,
the light
but
of day,
that's how do you come up with that much content?
It's twofold. I try to like incorporate just new thoughts and stuff. Sometimes I just rehash something that I've already talked about because I have a new idea on it or a new take or a new line that I think is funny, and I'll just that's one thing about like whenever you post content, even your most devout fans don't see everything you put up
For sure.
unless they go to your page and like watch it from straight through your feed. So like I remake certain scripts that do well whenever like I'm just trying to get the algorithm back on my side, and that works really well. So I don't know if we're giving away the secrets here, but that's part of it.
No, it's weird. I feel like it's all available on YouTube already. If you like want to learn anything, like
that's what people are like, what's your
out
secrets? It's like, dude, I consume a lot. All the content that I consume is how to get better at what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's very little on the stand-up side because of that you just do and get better at.
Right.
But like on the content, the promotion, the marketing, like it's all I consume.
Well, and I can give away the big secret right here. You post a lot of content.
I post a lot of content.
That's really it, because one of the first people I interviewed said that they had met with the actual TikTok people, and they said ideally you would post, I believe it was 8 to 10 videos a day. Mm-hmm. And I was like, that broke my brain.
My big epiphany was, do you know who Call Me Chris is?
No.
She's a comedian. She like has like she does like the voice of, like 2 little Russian kids and they're arguing, whatever. Super funny. But she climbed up to like 50 million followers. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, how did she do it? And I went through and I audited her page and went through from the first video that I could find that she posted and then counted and like documented the dates of like, and she was posting like 4 to 5 videos a day. And I was like, oh, and then I went there with like 3 other people, and I was like, and the people that were growing really fast were the ones that were just cranking it out. So I was like, all right, well, let's do this, and we'll just put out as much as we can.
The other thing, too, that resounded with me with what you said is I will have people that will tell me they're like a fan of the podcast, and then we talk for a second. I realize they've never actually seen an episode. They've only seen like the clips.
Yeah.
And so that at first was kind of annoying.
A lot of people consume podcasts that only
100%.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's a reason that I should post more clips from each episode. That being said, there's still something about like curating the best moments that feels really valuable as well.
Yeah.
But that being said, it is, it does seem like nearly everybody that is super successful on social media posts a lot.
Yeah.
We did talk about, though, Krista Codell. That was an episode you said you'd watched, and see, she does not. She posts like once or twice a week.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like you find this thing that works.
I mean, she just has that's such a
oppositely.
good format, and she's in her energy is so like good-hearted about it.
I know.
Like, that's a pretty brutal thing to go through and like read on in public.
I know.
And she's just fun with it and like lets it roll off her back, and like that's
Well, and because of it, what's very interesting with that is because her and I collabed on those 3 posts, I can see it from my angle too, and like people love her.
Yeah.
At this point, the comments that are coming in like that are people essentially trying to roast so their comment gets in it.
100%.
It's but that being said, it's one of the best bits I've ever seen. I mean, just pure connection
Genius.
and genius,
Yeah.
truly. And like meeting her really affected me on the way that I see commenting, because haters love you. Like they only care enough to hate because they're like fans, essentially.
Yeah.
They're just, that's not exactly eloquently said. It's not exactly what I'm saying, but it is.
Marilyn Manson had a good quote about that.
What is it? I want to hear it.
It's famous isn't the amount of people who like you, it's the amount of people who know who you are enough to have an opinion.
Dude, that's so right.
And it was and that's what I mean, haters are. Like I don't really care about like I get a weird amount of like people tell me I'm a shitty dad, and I'm like, well,
I wondered if that was actually coming up, as I wondered, like, are you a bad dad? No, I'm kidding. That's not that. That's
actually,
not that.
matter of fact,
My
kid's in a hot car right now. So that's a joke. Don't hotline me.
I saw a lady smoking a cigarette with on the hottest day with something in the back, and she was like giving it water out of a water bottle, and I was like, is that a baby? And it was a dog in a car seat.
Okay.
Which is still not great,
No,
but it was
it's better than a child.
Than a child. All right, so let's just go to that. What is it like doing all of this comedy about your kids? Like, what are their feelings towards this?
They love it.
Okay.
So like my oldest daughter's kind of grown up. She just turned 18 yesterday. It was her birthday. Happy birthday.
Wow.
And
Wow, that's a big one.
The first roasting stuff my daughter once were about her list, because my youngest daughter was too young, and I was really cognizant of I didn't want her to be so young that she thought I was making fun of her versus just making fun of the crap that she wanted.
Right.
And so she came up in like 5th, 6th, 7th grade. Her friends saw me. I was popular. I had a bunch of followers, so like she kind of got some people that would talk to her because of that, so it felt good for her too. And she's in a couple videos. She's actually in my favorite video.
And you were gonna say she's actually my favorite daughter.
Yeah. No,
I swear I thought that's what. So all right, so sorry I interrupted.
No, but yeah, so she liked it. Now my youngest daughter, she's 12 and she's in 7th grade, and her friends know, and she likes making videos, and she just got social media a little bit, so she's kind of like getting on board with it now too. But they both have veto power, so if I post something they don't like, they can immediately say I don't like that, and it comes down without question, without argument, without like, well, it's doing really good. Like it just there's no But usually like they don't care, and also they're like, yeah, all of it's true, so they're not really mad about it. Like I'm not being weird about them, you know.
Yeah, that's I get that exactly. For years being on radio, when I met Sarah, we've been together for 7 years. I mean, I told her like from the jump, like if funny things happen, like it's going to go on air tomorrow. Like that is where my best content comes from. It's just straight from life.
Yeah.
So at that point, there was no real veto power. But as time has gone on, there's become a veto power of like it with my wife. I don't even post like a picture of her till I show it to her. I need that approval.
Same thing with mine.
But it
one of my most popular comments is like, "We need a wife reveal. We need a wife reveal." I was like, I think that's not that they want to see her. They just don't believe me. They're like nobody's putting up with you.
That's amazing. So I had my wife on here, and she's probably not going to love that I'm bringing it up now, but I basically called her messy. I said, who's the messiest between us? Which obviously it's her. I wasn't going to ask the question if it was me.
Yeah.
She didn't really like that much. It didn't go over great.
Weird. Unbelievable.
I didn't think she would care. I really didn't.
Who would have thought that she like being blindsided and being called messy on a public forum? Man, what a shot in the dark.
Oh, that's so funny. And now I'm wanting to use that as a clip.
Next time you have her on, talk about all the outfits you don't like. Do that.
I mean, I guess you're right.
Talk about your mother-in-law. That'll be a lot of fun.
I do like
on
that.
Today's episode of Ruining a Relationship.
Dude, what's so crazy is having her. I want to have her on again because it was really fun. But every question I come up with, I'm like, well, that's gonna be an arc. Like, that's not gonna go well. Yeah, I guess hearing it from your perspective, it all does make a little more sense.
Dude, my wife, if I could get her to make videos with me, or we did one episode of a podcast. And I loved it so much because she's the funniest human being I know. If she decided to do stand up, I'm hoping she'd let me open for her. She's so good, and she hates me on camera. She does not like doing social media. It's not her thing. She doesn't want to be in front of the camera, and it's the same thing. Like, I want to do a podcast with her really bad because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah,
but
people really liked it.
We got into like questions and topics where she's like, I don't want.
Yeah, my wife specifically said this better not be a roast of me, and I was like, it's not. It's not gonna be.
And it's not gonna be. You're a messy.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, I hear it more once I've said it to you. It does make sense. I don't mind that, though. It's like when you said, I'm sorry for being late. I said that makes me much more comfortable. One of my biggest pet peeves is people being super early.
Yeah.
It's like, we didn't schedule this at 3:45. It was supposed to be 4. A little late. That's just, you're giving me time to finish my setup.
If I'm going to somebody's house, I show up the time or a little later, like never.
God bless you.
Before that,
you get
that's
it,
weird.
man. I know. I had somebody show up to a job interview one time 30 minutes early.
Well, a job interview you're supposed to.
Well, not if you want to get hired by me.
Okay.
So I'm not like I have any hiring power out there, but if I did show up right on time or a little late. Did you invent the term sassholes?
I would like to say yes. I'm sure it probably existed before me. I do know that. So my youngest daughter, when she was real little, the higher we'd put her ponytail on her head, so back here, the higher it went on her head, she would get sassier and sassier with her head because I think she could feel it moving, and so she'd like the feeling of
it kind of gave like.
But she'd be like, "No, I don't," and like she'd just feel it like fly back and forth, and we'd laugh hysterically. So then it got even like. It escalated.
Okay.
And so we'd call her sassy or whatever. And so one day I was like, she's being a little sasshole. And the entire room stopped.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I don't know that I'm sure other people have called people sassholes, but
But you like made it up in your own.
Yeah. I didn't.
It's great.
Yeah.
Like, because when I heard that, I had never heard it. That's pretty funny. And it's very spot on with a certain type of activity. Okay. So the video that I loved the most is the, like, God forbid they hear something twice, I think is how you said it, of like, when you tell a kid like something and then you accidentally tell them again, it makes them so like mad.
Yeah.
Like I already know. You told me that story.
Well, not even that story. It'll be anything that they think that they know. The second they think that I'm going to say, they're like, I know. I'm like,
sorry.
If you knew, this line I did steal from the newsroom, where I was like, if you knew, I wouldn't have to tell you so goddamn always. Yeah. And it's the truth. Like, every time I start to talk to, like, I know, I'm like, then why do I have to keep saying
Then why is it worth saying? Yeah. And then I think another part you had in it, and I don't know if it's word for word, is like, they're like mad if you ask them something or if you don't ask them something.
Yes.
It's a crazy 100%. Balance of how to no win.
If my daughter walks in and I'm like, hey, how's school? She's super annoyed. One, that I asked her such a pedestrian question. She's like, I should have like a personally curated interview process for when she comes home that's like deeper. But then if she comes in and I'm just like busy, whatever, she goes, hi. I'm like, I don't know what you want from me. Okay. Hello. Did you have a day? Was your day a day? I don't know what you want. So.
My therapist says that teenagers, it's like a come here, go away vibe of, if you are not giving enough attention, like that is a reason to be upset. And if it's too much attention, that is a reason to be
Teenagers
upset.
Are essentially cats.
Yeah. That is
like if you want to hug your cat, it's going to tear you apart. But if you are like, I'm going to give my cat some space, it's going to climb up on your computer and be like, can I have some money to go to the mall? So... Yeah.
So that's so true. Because I'm a 14-year-old, so like I can really relate. I wondered how old your kids were. So split. Mine's right in the middle.
Yeah.
So right in the middle.
Best of luck.
Yeah. The weirdest thing about a kid too is it's like one thing gets easier as another gets harder. Mm-hmm. So it is like, it still is joyous to raise them.
Oh yeah,
but
dude,
it's
I couldn't imagine. And honestly, I complain about them because like that's where the humor is.
Yeah.
But my kids are so phenomenal.
Yeah.
If I got on there and I just talked about how good my kids were, people are like, he is a pretentious douchebag.
Yeah.
He thinks that he is the best father ever. I don't. I lucked into it. They just ended up with like different temperaments than me or their mom have. I'm like, yeah, this is good. You keep watching social media videos because it's really mellowed you guys out.
I figured that they liked it because it is cool. I think that most kids appreciate like when their parents are successful nearly at anything. I mean, how would you not? And so social media is such a major life component at that age. So the fact that you're successful, I would think they would like that.
Yeah. One of the things that it says on my bio on my Facebook is like, I'm just trying to make my kids think I'm cool. Like that's a big, like the first time my oldest daughter came home, she's like, my friends know who you are.
Yeah.
It was a moment in my life when we're like, oh, well, that's cool that like what I'm doing made you feel cooler to your friends because like it's an awkward time frame to be in anyway. So the fact that it helped open some doors for them.
Yeah. I've DJ'd my daughter's middle school dance the last 2 years, and what a strange way to have like a celebrity moment of like the DJ at the middle school dance. When they say like, you know, you're in the right field when you just truly love doing it, like you would do it for free. That's being a DJ is that for me, because like DJing a middle school prom or middle school dance, I suppose, it's fun to me. You just throw on some Miley Cyrus, like
you'd watch it be crazy.
Very odd, some of the songs that are popular again right now. We live in this new era of Spotify, so everybody has access to everything, and there's some like
my daughter played Erykah Badu for me. She's like, I have somebody that you're gonna love. I think she's newer. She played Erykah Badu, and I was like, "Yeah, honey, that's not new. That's not as new as it gets."
I DJ'd a Sweet 16 like a week ago, and there was like Teenage Dirtbag was on there, and there was a lot of like 90s rock is a little bit back. Like, you know, the guitar has actually become. It really fell out for a while. The guitar, like actual drummer, like an actual band. Yeah, that really fell out of popularity. Yep, it's actually coming back. It's kind of nice.
So you see songs that were popular when you were in high school, and they're listed under like classic music, like classic rock, classic pop. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that one is tough to take, because I did a show called The Old School Lunch Hour, and in my brain I had 15 years as like how long back I could go, and when some of those started slipping in there, when it was like Eminem, the later years were now becoming like the throwback, Eminem and Rihanna. Yeah, that was one where I was like, that's that old.
Nelly was the one where it was like, I was like, okay,
and that's
hurtful.
Those are like Nelly Country Grammar is like 26 years old. Yeah. There is going to be a moment like 10 years back that we will look at this as like the years we were thriving.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so you just kind of have to. And it also is, it's never been harder to make it, and it's never been easier to make it. Whatever you call that, of like everyone has the same access. If you have a smartphone.
I feel like there's definitely been times where it's been harder to make it, especially like if in any type of like entertainment field, for sure.
It feels like it's the easiest time now if I had to pick.
I would say it's easier for sure, because when I first started, like social media wasn't what it is now, and there was a clearer path, but it was a lot harder. Like if you lived in
that's a great way of putting it.
Yeah.
Yes, like, it was maybe clearer, but your chances were like, I mean, like you said, you're just getting an agent now. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I was say
gives you a lot better bargaining power.
A big part of that, and where the benefit to like having an agent versus just doing it all myself and like keeping that, it's just leverage. If I can get them doing all the stuff that I'm terrible at, that I've been grinding through for 8 months, and just
well, those type of industries though, like your managers, agents, and stuff like that, like they should pay for themselves. Yeah, in the sense of you should be getting enough work that giving 15% or whatever is advantageous. Yeah,
and then the way that they structure the deal, like everything that I make because they're making, like everything they make is because I'm making more. So I'm like, that's a great deal. Let's do that.
So when you're doing a comedy show, do you mess with the front row people?
So I started doing stand-up, and I had a few mentors who were like, write jokes, build an act, and don't rely on crowd work. I'm actually very good at crowd work because I'm really, that's why I did the battle rap thing. I'm very quick-witted. I can like just go real well off the top of the head. I don't like talking to the crowd, or like especially the front row people, because it makes people apprehensive to be up front, and they paid
100%.
to just come and enjoy the show. So I try to put on a show. That being said, you talk to me, you wear something just outrageous.
You're gonna
if
get
you walk
got.
in pasties, I'm going to talk about it. But I do like to just, I had this philosophy for a long time. I was like, I want you to just come enjoy the show. I did have another comedian who I respect walked off stage after doing like an hour of like talking to the crowd, like sort of thing. And in my head, I'm like, oh, that's hack. They didn't have the material. But I watched him do it 6 shows in a row, crushed every single show. But finally, he's like, I gave them an experience. They didn't see a Netflix special. They saw like a guy incorporating the room into the thing. So it's a balance. Like if you're talking or like you want to be a part of it, but I don't actively like just
Like pick on people.
what do you do? Where do you go? Yeah, or what do you wear? Like if you come in, you're quiet, I won't say a word to you because I know that you worked all week, and I'm really lucky that I get to work 3 hours a week. And so come enjoy the show. I'll make you laugh, and we'll just have a good time.
Yeah, I may be saying this to myself, but it's easy to look at it when you're like a performer as you work like 3 hours a week, but you work way
I
more
work
than that.
If I log in all the editing, writing, and all that time too, it's like 70 hours a week.
Because I have this lady that life coaches, business coach, entrepreneur. Basically, like I was at the library when I first started wanting to do my own business. And I was like, do you guys have any books on entrepreneurship or whatever their correct word would be? And she was like, there's a state-sponsored program where they give you somebody, and that's like her full-time job, but I just get to do that for free. And she was just telling me that creative people a lot of times deal with like a guilt because they spend their work time differently.
Yeah.
It works around their schedule. Because I sleep till like 1 o'clock. I've always I set this up last night about 3 a.m.
Yeah.
That's how
that's
it's
the
always
benefit of
worked
getting
for
to work
me.
the way you want, yeah.
My brain, but I have this guilt because my wife is on a much more normal schedule that like I don't work as hard. I can't get. It's so hard to get over that like guilt.
I don't have the guilt necessarily because like I know that I operate at certain times better than. So my wife works 8 to 5 every day, and we've had issues in the past where like she's like, you quit, you're like doing this, but now you're just taking naps, and I'm like, yeah, because I get up whenever you get up, but I'm also working until 2 a.m. So I take like a 3-hour nap, but I'm getting 8 hours of sleep regardless. I'm just getting a 5-hour chunk here and then a 3-hour chunk because like I wake up, I'm ready to go, I'm like raring. Ideally, I wouldn't. I'm a light sleeper, so I get up with her because she gets up, not because I want to, because I'm like you. I work better well into the night, and then sleep into the day, and like a lot of comedians just kind of build that because you have shows that start at midnight and do all that. So yeah, but yeah, I do have sometimes where I'm like
that like guilt that you're not on that you're not on this like normal schedule, and because we're dealing in like our brain power, it is very hard to define what that actually is.
Well, and one thing with like especially digital creation, that sort of thing, is until the money started coming in, to her it looked like I wasn't doing anything.
Right. It was like a hobby.
She'd come in and I'm scrolling on Facebook, or she'd come in and I'm scrolling on my phone, or I'm, doing whatever, but it just looks like I'm just playing on a phone or computer.
Yeah.
And then I took a nap, and then I woke up late, and I just and I'm like, no, I'm actively like responding to comments, sending emails, checking my numbers, like doing all the things throughout the day. But to her, it's like, dude, you didn't do anything today.
Right.
There's no work product where it's like, look at all these widgets I built. Right. And she's like, there's no widgets. I can't. You've been sitting at that desk for 8 hours and accomplished nothing. I'm like, well, I'm building my dreams, lady.
And studying other people. It is like work. It's just very strange. So I really connect when I get to talk to somebody that lives in this same creative world where you deal with your own guilt of it, and then other people can't really tell exactly what's happening. Okay, I think that has taken us through like the questions. So I normally send these out because when I first did these questions, I realized that people had trouble coming up with them on the spot. But then For you, I didn't send them to you.
No,
let's see what Cameron.
I actually would prefer. Like,
I thought you
I like it
would.
to be more like a
I thought
actual
you would.
conversation, not a pre-planned thing. And here's the thing: if you would have sent them to me, I would have tried to been like, ha ha ha, like really on the spot
Really,
with
like,
it,
on
and
that?
yeah, really on it. And I'm like, nobody wants to be around that guy who's just always just like on, like to a performative level. So I like just being able to talk.
All right. Favorite comedy movie ever?
Favorite comedy movie, man. Do stand-up specials count?
No, they don't.
They don't. Okay.
I acted like I had thought that question through.
No, that's fine. Favorite comedy movie? I love Waiting.
Oh,
Like Waiting's really good.
I can see that.
Would
actually.
I put it as my favorite? American Pie, probably.
Oh, those are
Classic,
good ones.
dude,
those are good ones.
my daughter
We have
turned-
to be close to the same age now. Those two.
Yeah.
Waiting, I can actually see your humor in that.
Yeah,
one.
like I get told by so many people, like, you remind me of Ryan Reynolds, and I'm like, clearly.
The looks
Yeah,
first,
obviously
right?
you can tell. I'm his stunt double, and
I know, it was so annoying back in the day how funny he was, and then I remember some movie him taking off his shirt, and it's like, that's what you look like.
it was
too?
Blade.
Is that-
it was either Blade or Amityville Horror, where you were like, there's no reason you get to be that funny
Yes.
and look like that.
I know.
Okay?
It's really obnoxious. Like, you should get one or the other.
We used to
Like-
be able to tell women, be like, you can have a personality
Right.
or a six pack, and he's like, hold my beer.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's so obnoxious. People these days. Oh, I got to go back to one. Social media. Okay, which of your, I know the numbers kind of like show, but which social media pays the most?
Right now it's Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, Facebook.
They do change though, right? It kind of varies.
So yeah, so well, I make shorter videos, and that's the secret, I think, too. Also, is that I edit everything, and I try to cut out as much of the fat as I can. It's like
Right.
writing a joke. You don't
Yep.
want a joke with a bunch of words,
Yep.
unless there's little bitty laughs and then a big laugh at the end. But so TikTok changed it to where the videos have to be over a minute.
Right.
So now for me to hold an audience's attention for a minute, it's harder to do, and I'm lazy. So I just don't make that many minute-long videos, and I make a little bit off of TikTok. For a while, I was making quite a bit, but yeah, Facebook's by far and away the
Did it change?
highest.
Because I had been told that Facebook had, it was probably 6 months ago, I had been told that Facebook really had picked up as the one that was paying the best. And then somebody said that kind of changed again.
So I can go over real-world numbers if you're.
I would love
comfortable with
to.
that. Yeah. So whenever I was first posting, I was getting like 44 cents per 1,000 views.
Okay.
And
Views. Okay.
And so that was on any video over 10 seconds.
Okay.
Their most recent update, they changed it to now it is based off of how long the video is of what you get. And like that number varied, but like now, if I post a 20-second video, I get about 17 cents per 1,000 views. If I post a 26-second video, I get about 44 cents per 1,000 views. Because they're trying to just stretch people into being on the platform longer, watching things longer. It's kind of how most things.
It sounds gross when you say it like that, but like it is what it is.
That's
I mean,
the
it makes
business side of it,
complete.
yeah.
I know
Like,
it
yeah.
makes complete sense, but it does. It's wild.
Yeah, because I used to post pretty much like I'd hit 22 seconds like on the dot, and now I stretch them out to like 25, 26, and like the
Oh, so you actually that number was actually a number of here, like 22 seconds was a real like
Yeah.
this. Oh, okay.
So like I knew they like because most platforms based off of watch time. So if you have a 22-second video versus like a 24-second video and like the watch time isn't there, like that 1 second, since it's such a short thing, it matters a lot as far as like the percentage watched. That's what they go off of, not total hours watched. And so I do it to where I can hit like that 44-second mark. If I did, which I'm going to start doing some cooking videos just because my wife hates cooking, and I was like, well, I can do this and make it fun, and I like cooking. So, but I'm doing those also because those will be like 90-second videos or 2 minutes. And the last minute long video that I did that did well on Facebook, I was like at like $1.20 per 1,000 views, which is
That's pretty good.
I average a little over like 11 grand a month just from Facebook. So So it's
Wow.
for sure worth digging into.
Oh,
I don't say that'd be shitty. I just
no,
like to be
I hope you don't
transparent.
mind if I use it because people are interested in this
Yeah.
stuff. Like it really, like, wow, man, that's pretty. Is that pre-tax?
Yeah.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
I mean, it just is. That's pretty. And how many views would you say that is?
I do about 30 million views a month on just Facebook. I do about 10 to 15 on Instagram.
Dude, that's incredible.
Yeah, it's
Bravo, that's amazing.
It's pure dumb luck.
No, it is
it's
not. I
somewhere-
won't let you do that.
Yeah.
They call that a pick-me and girls. You're not. It is not dumb luck.
It is dumb luck, but it's dumb luck with a weird amount of effort.
Yeah.
But my thing is, like, if anybody posted 4 videos a day every single day for a year, they would get there. Like, that's my firm belief. And if you studied how to get better at what you're doing.
You're right. Because I feel, I mean, this is only my 26th episode or something. And how much, like, I wasn't even nervous. I was really excited to meet you. I didn't know if your personality would be more like cutting like your videos or if you were going to be, I had no clue what to think you're about actually how I expected.
Yeah.
I figured we would have a lot in common and have just like a similar overall personality, but you can't really tell that per se by content.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And it is just, the more you do something, just the more command you have over it. Because like I wasn't even nervous. Like I know now to double. You do just learn these things, and if you care enough, you will learn it. But I still don't think it's like dumb luck. It is. It's crazy when I hear like actually how much you've posted and how long it's been going on.
Well, that's the side of, but like the first video, when I say dumb luck, is because it was my wife's idea to do the video. I just happened to make it.
And which one was this? The first?
The roasting stuff my daughter one. That first.
Okay, that
video.
first one.
So that was the hard thing about TikTok, especially was and what I would caution everyone about is if you're trying to like, this is why I don't do trends, because you can blow up off of a trend. You can blow up off of using one sound or a particular style of video, but unless you want that to be your thing. On TikTok, it was almost impossible to pivot out of that. I had to stop posting to TikTok for like almost a year. Like
just because people wanted the trend stuff?
They wanted the roasting stuff my daughter.
Oh,
I did hundreds of those. And like,
oh, so that I didn't know that was literally your lane.
That
for a
was
while.
the thing. Yeah, I got interviewed by like national Fox News about it because I was like a bunch of people started doing it, and I was like the godfather of this one
you did,
thing.
because I've seen that trend. I didn't know that was just like your. Wow, that's really that's very, very interesting. I mean, I despise TikTok trends.
So do I.
I mean, I just couldn't hate them more. And I wish I didn't feel that way, but like I just despise it.
I do get what they're for. They're for
I do
they're for
too.
people that they want to participate in the ecosystem of this app, and the app rewards more people putting more stuff into it so they can pump out more ads and things like that. Like I do understand that, but yeah, I'm the same way. I'm like,
and you have to catch it if you're gonna do the trend stuff. You have to catch it quick,
or just make it do the trend, but just really make it your own thing. And that's where I think the most people who like do the trends, the ones that actually do it and like see success and growth off it, is they take there was like a guy who shook his ass while a drone circled him. Did you see that guy?
I actually think I did.
He got like 40 million views. Then a bunch of people started doing it. But the ones that like that stand out in my mind, like there's one guy, like some people just had somebody walk around him with the camera, which is kind of lazy, but he put it on like a ceiling fan and had it circle around him or whatever. Make it your thing. Don't just copy paste.
Yeah, and so it is. It's interesting knowing that you started from that, but once again, it's become worse and where it's all just compiles on itself of like being annoying. All right, do you play video games?
No, it's not. I like to play them. I have. I get really frustrated, and I've launched controllers through TVs. And so I'm just like, no, it's not.
I always say I'm too competitive to do something like lightly. If I'm gonna do it, I want to like win at it, or I just don't want to play.
So I just bought a PlayStation 5 only so I could play the new Grand Theft Auto when it comes out. And usually what I'll do is I'll play it for about a month, and then I'll sell the console. I just the first time it came out, it's a thing where I just kind of get like lost in it. Like I bought like Spider-Man 2. played it for like 2 weeks, and then I haven't touched anything since. I don't like playing online games with people because the first time a 12-year-old calls me a name, I'm going to give him like some sort of complex. I just roast this kid.
What's a guilty pleasure for you?
I watch the same shows kind of repeatedly.
Okay.
Usually I'll just turn them on in the background while I'm like working or doing stuff.
What I think they are.
Take some guesses. This will be fun.
I don't think it's The Office or Friends.
It's not.
Man, that's
I'm
hard.
gonna say this on the public internet, and that's not what I want to do, but I'm gonna.
I don't think it's like Everybody Loves Raymond.
Nope.
Is it a syndicated, like,
I believe it was, yeah.
one of those that continues to just play?
Yes, and it was a drama.
Ooh, okay.
A lot of people think comedy, but no, it was a drama.
CSI?
Nope.
I don't know.
It was the Vampire Diaries.
Oh, I mean, you could have given me 1 million guesses.
100%, yeah.
Wow.
So I don't know why. Like, it's just like a...
Connects with you?
I don't want to say connects because I have a whole bit about how it's a really romantic story about a pedophile. So no, I'm not gonna say I connect to it, but like, I don't know. There's just something about like it's enough cheesy with enough like violence and enough like
sure
mythology where I'm like,
cheesy.
I don't have a way to like make it sound cool.
And violence. That's sure.
These are a few of my favorite things.
That's wow. I could have never guessed that one. That is.
That's why it's a guilty pleasure.
I mean, my
feel
guilty
for watching
pleasure
it.
is watching Love Island and enjoying it. Like my wife was watching that one time, and I was like, "What are you watching?" I mean, it's like porn with clothes on. I mean, it's crazy. And then eventually, I got hooked.
My wife made me watch something to thruple, couple to thruple, or something like that, where it's like all these like couples are looking to add a third to their relationship, and so they go to this island and they just have like a gaggle of like people that they're like want to invite to. It was the weirdest, funniest thing in the world to me.
Oh, what a time to be alive!
Yeah.
Naked, like naked dating. It's actually real. If you just woke up and and don't try to like save it or like if you just woke up, you had $5 million in the bank. What? Like, I'm going to treat myself. What would be your purchase? You don't have to spend the whole $5 million, but
it would probably be a around the world cruise for me and my wife.
Ooh, that's a good one.
We like cruising.
That's a good one.
I think I think it's like 140 days, 160 days, something like that.
Okay, that's a good answer.
I think that'd be a really cool experience.
My friend Foch tried to put it in savings. That was his answer. And I was just like, dude, how do you think that's the answer I'm looking for right now? I've now made fun of him so many times about that thing. It's I guess it worked well. All right, what do you think's overrated?
Man.
I think this one is very hard on the spot.
Just censoring myself. Just out of everything in existence, what's overrated?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. This is hard to do.
That one's the hardest one to
It
me.
is.
This one is just like, because I try to come up with different ones than I've said like on the spot, and it is very, very hard. There's a lot of music that's like overrated. I watched Arrival, that movie, and that was like Oscar nominated. I think it won. I thought it was so lame. But it's like, that's not really this one's just tough.
Well, also, like, I try not to like be a hater. I'm always like, yeah, if you like it, that's
you
fine.
don't think you're... Come on.
Well, that's fair.
Okay.
That's fair. You got me there. But no, like in the general scheme of things, I try to just be like, yeah, if that's what you like.
I actually believe that.
Yeah.
But man, you walked right into that.
I sure did. Hard.
It's only your entire brain.
I think that fame is overrated in the idea of aggregately. I have about 1.4 million followers, and people are like, oh, you're famous. I'm not famous at all. I don't have like fame is such an ethereal thing that like it doesn't
100%.
actually, it only exists in the room that you're in.
could not agree with you anymore.
So I think that is
that's a great one. And also, I do not actually think you're a hater. I don't actually think that's the brand of your comedy. It's something like that, but it wouldn't be...
I'm cynical. I'm not a hater.
Cynical is a good word, because if you were a hater, it would not come off the same. Everybody can tell that, like, your kids are in on the joke.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't come off the same.
My favorite thing is I have one video. It's my favorite video. It's got my oldest daughter in it. She was probably about 14 or 15, and there's a bunch of people that were like, "You're a terrible dad," and blah blah blah. And
sure.
She's gonna stick you in a home, and she's never gonna talk to you again. And so,
wow,
I'm like, so the video starts out with like all these different things that people said they kind of fly into the screen, and then she just leans in the frame. She goes, "They're fucking jokes." Nailed it, and just walks off. And it's like the proudest moment as a dad for me, because she's just like, because I was like, she goes, "What is these people's problem?" Yeah, but here's the side. Like, I feel bad for the people that, like, they had a bad relationship with their parents, and they did get ridiculed in a way that made them feel less than, and that sucks.
I know that does suck, but it is. I love that answer about fame, because I always tell people that is just such an idea in another person's brain.
Yeah,
because like I've done just enough things on stages and on that there have always been like a person or something that feels like I'm the one that made it, or that I'm famous in some way, and I'm thinking like, not even close.
100%.
But in their perception, I'm doing this and then putting it out on social media, and then that means like, they probably think I'm making all this money off. You know, it is just purely a perception. Okay.
I get about 30 million views a year. I've only been recognized out in public twice. One was at a liquor store. It was a brown derby. It was a brown derby on the north side. So there was that. And then one time we were on a cruise, and the lady at my table was like, "You look so familiar." And I was like, "Oh, yeah."
That really is all?
Yeah, that's it. Like,
that's like hard for me to believe.
I mean, people will come see shows, and they've seen my stuff.
Okay. You're just like, talking random.
But just out in public, like randomly, yes. But yeah, people like see that I'm on tour, go buy tickets, come see me shows, and they're like, "Yeah, we followed you." Like that happens a lot.
Because like I can remember there was one time specifically that I just paid when I was on radio, I just paid at a thing, and she just said, "Oh my gosh, are you the Ginge? I listen to the radio so much," just recognized me by my voice, and that's like a 1 of 1 in 15 years in radio. Yeah. So it's like, I did love the moment though. I bet, felt really famous in that
also
moment.
Good on her for those ears.
And I know, and it was when I was first dating my wife, and they were both there, and the daughter, and so they all heard it, and it was just like, What do you judge people for, but now you do it? This one's hard too. Like, what's something you used to think just like, ugh?
Self-promotion.
Okay. These are great answers.
I used to like be like, "Get over yourself." That's right. But I'm not now. But like other comedians that were like they're on tour now, and like they weren't really like famous in my mind, and they didn't. I'm like, what's that gonna do? And I still to this day like look at something and go, well, that's a terrible way to do that. So I still like judge, but like at the same time, I'm sure there's people that look at the way that I'm promoting and be like, that is why you suck. Like, so, but yeah, self-promotion is a hard thing to do well, but also not feel like a douchebag doing.
100%.
Yeah.
Because even the moment where I have to say to people like, I hope it's cool if we do a couple of collab posts with this. I hate that moment because of how that like comes off. But it's like, if that doesn't happen, it as mean as this sounds, it's like the interview is nearly pointless. Like the whole point is to reach into each other's thing. I mean, it's like the exchange of this whole thing is like, I'm going to give you a great piece of content that you are the star of your own piece of content. And for that, I hope you will share these things with your followers.
Yes.
I mean, that just is what the trade-off. And some people do not see it that way.
Some people want to feel like the celebrity, but don't want to act like, for me, if you put in work, I don't care how many followers you have. If you put in work in making content, I'll do your podcast. I don't care if you have 8 people on your thing.
Right.
I'll do it because you're putting in work, and I just enjoy like-mindedness, whatever, and I want to help. I'm a big proponent of just help people to help people, and then the universe will take care of the rest. Yeah. But yeah.
I actually think, I'll ask this. It's kind of similar to the last one, but what's an unpopular opinion you have? I think you probably. I think we could go deep with this.
Probably.
But what's one that sticks out to you?
That if you're actively pursuing the thing that you want and you're not getting to where you want to be, it's because you willfully suck at it. And that is because if you're actively doing it, you're going to get better regardless. You can't do something repeatedly. And even if you do it the exact same way, not get
a little
incrementally better. If you are actively doing it and you just combined a little bit of like research into the and looking at the I call it watching the tape, where you go through the numbers, you go through like, okay, this is like, so many people are like, oh, I do so many that's just not taking off. I'm like, well, where do people usually drop off your videos? Like, well, I don't know.
Right.
Like, it tells you, like, why wouldn't you know where the people are bailing out so you can try to fix that little spot? But like, people willfully just go, it's the algorithm. It just doesn't like me.
Right.
Like,
yeah.
The algorithm thinks that you're a lazy piece of shit.
I think that the perfect example that I can think of that illustrates what you're saying is like when you learn to record music or edit videos, just by doing it, you learn the shortcuts on the keyboard.
Yep.
Which, how valuable that is mind blowing.
Yeah.
Especially with
The
just
time.
editing.
Yeah,
how
the
much
time.
time that's saving.
Yeah.
And then the second thing is, it applies to me better in music than video. If you are hearing your final mixes and you're thinking these don't sound at all like a real song, import the real song and compare it. Like, don't wait and go out to the car and listen to, like, just listen to the other thing. It's your perfect teaching tool. Like, you just, you have to
100%.
care enough to compare it to something that is the higher level. Or YouTube. I don't even know why people go to college anymore. It's all just for free.
Listen,
I mean, you have an 18-year-old.
And here's the thing. I wish, I truly think that because she hates high school, she's not going to enjoy college. I don't know that she'll drop out because she's very much like, I'm going to do it. But I don't think she's going to find the thing I don't think she's going to end up in the career that she thinks she is, because she wants to create. She doesn't want to she wants to go for like choral directing. And I'm like, you want to sing in front of people. You don't want to direct the thing. You just think that that's the thing that's going to keep you in the ballpark of what you want to do. And I've told her for years, like, take a year off, do something like that you want to do for you, then decide what you want to do. Because like right now, she went to Central and they have the IB program. And like,
Yeah, my daughter's starting that in 2 weeks as a freshman.
in ninth grade, they're like, what do you want to do? We need to pick your course. You need to start thinking about like what you want to do for the rest of your life when she's 14 years old. I'm like,
Brain's not even developed for
I'm
over
like,
10
no,
years.
she still fucks up making fried eggs. We don't need to like have her plan out her life today. And so, but yeah, I think
it. Yeah. At school, like I have a psychology degree and I never wanted to be anything other than a musician. So it is just, all right. So Kameron Johnson, thank you for being here.
Yeah,
This
dude.
was epically fun. I hope that we'll do
I
it
had
again
a
in the
tremendous
future.
time.
Okay,
Yeah.
good. This was nearly too easy. We could have talked forever.
You said we went 30 minutes over, and I was like, "There's no way." Like that, I looked back, I was like, "Holy
it's crazy,
crap!" Yeah,
right?
it goes
Yeah.
so fast.
It and what's funny is it's a little further because we got just into a conversation and then we decided we should come back and end this because it was never going to make the episode anyways. So Kameron is funny on not TikTok, Facebook,
If you
and
just put in
Instagram.
Kameron is funny, you'll find me on everything.
Okay, Kameron is funny. You'll find him and everything.
On TikTok, it's a slightly different name, but you'll still find me.
And it's Kameron with a K and then Johnson. Surely you know how to spell that if you're an American. Thank you for being on here.
Thanks for having me, man. This was a lot of fun.
All
I'm
right.
glad you finally let me do it after I've asked so long.
Yeah. All right, let's lay with the camera.
Later, guys.